an issue with Orem is their control on the mound. But this Springville team is good, Tyler. They've got a lineup that's loaded with a lot of pop, a lot of power. They had 10 home runs on the season for this lineup. And how about this, Ty? 2 guys that can throw over 90 miles per hour, and then they got a third guy that's sitting in the mid-80s here. They've got a really good pitching staff. This is a team to be reckoned with this year. They have moved all the way up to number 3 in the RPI standings. Right now, the top 5 in the RPI, Viewmont at number 1 at 12-3 on the year, followed closely by Maple Mountain, who's 4-2, and then Springville at number 3 at 11-4. Orem, after dropping 2 last week, 2 Springville, has fallen all the way down to number 6, Tyler. And Spanish Fork, after the loss to Wasatch, only falling down to number 8. Wasatch currently sitting at number 21 in the RPI standings. Just a little state RPI update here. The RPI really likes Region 7, Tyler. Even Timpview actually is in right now into the tournament at number 24, sitting at 7-10. So right now, every team from Region 7 would be into the tournament. But this Springville team sitting at the very top of Region 7 standings, Tyler. And you might get a chance to see 2 guys that are draftable prospects today from Springville. Junior Luyaki sitting about in the top 250 in all baseball prospects around the country right now at his class. And then, Tyler, probably my favorite player I've watched on the diamond over the last 3 years, Easton Barrett, left-handed pitcher here for Springville. Really, really like his game. Was really sad last year. He had an arm injury that took him out. He wasn't able to throw. He's been rehabbing for about a year. In fact, the kid just was a little bit bored, so he chose to join the golf team this last year. Didn't really play golf, went out and started golfing, trying to just rehab and stay active. He's to the point now where they're using his arm, Tyler. He's electric. He's leading the team in home runs with 5 on the season. But that left arm is a draftable arm. He's already committed to go play down at Arizona State. Really, really nice player. So you're going to see some excellent baseball here at Wasatch High School today from Springville. And Wasatch has to bring their best game if they want to have a chance to compete with the Red Devils.
Now look into the Springville Red Devils, brought to you by Heber Appliance. When you're down to your final out and your fridge goes out, turn your drop the ball into a touch 'em all at Heber Appliance. Increase your at-home satisfaction with Heber Appliance, furniture and mattress. You are listening to the Dairy King pregame show here on 94.5 The Peak and HeberValleyRadio.com. Since 1946, the Dairy King family has been serving your family for 4 generations to create a fun-filled atmosphere where quality food and family can come together. But Ty, I want to take a step back and go back to that game on Friday. Wasatch was on a losing streak, hadn't won a region game yet this season, and then they turned to Bridger Shaw, Ty, and that was kind of an unlikely start. Bridger I can't remember him getting a start yet this year, and he goes on the mound, and all he does is just fill it up. Didn't have a walk until the 7th inning, and just got out after out after out, shut down a good Spanish Fork team, and Wasatch was able to get that win.
He did exactly what you needed him to do, Tyler. Only 5 hits on the day, 5 strikeouts to go with it, and gave Wasatch a much-needed boost, Tyler. Frankly, the pitching staff was a little depleted, too, as they had to go 12 innings earlier in the week, and so they needed someone to step up, and Bridger was awesome for them, Tyler. Really good game. Only a handful of guys at Wasatch can ever say that they've beaten Spanish Fork on the mound, Tyler. It's not a team that you can get a lot of wins against as a program, and Bridger's going to be able to etch his name forever with one of the best gems, a 1-0 win over Spanish last time out.
So, Ty, moving over into this game and that momentum that they had on Friday, what are some of the keys, or what did you see on Friday that Wasatch needs to carry over to today to get a win against a really good Springville team?
Tyler, for Springville, you just got to play clean against Springville. In fact, going back to a couple of these series, Wasatch had a really unique game, against Springville 2 years ago. In that team that Wasatch placed 5th, Easton Barrett was a sophomore at that point, and Jackson Bolander was on the mound against Barrett. A real fun pitching gem, Tyler. And Wasatch ended up winning a 1-0 pitching duel where Barrett struck out 18 out of the 21 outs. The reason Wasatch won is Crew Erickson was able to lay down a bunt, beat out the throw to first base, still second, still third, and then still home. And that's the only run that Wasatch got, and they got the 1-0 win. And so the Springville team is pretty good at keeping runs off the board, Tyler. And so you got to play a clean game. You can't give them free passes because this is a team that can put it out of the park, and they can put a big number on the board in a hurry. And so free passes can really come back to hurt you against Springville. So they've got to pitch clean on the mound, and they've got to capitalize and take advantage of their opportunities when they have guys on base. To give you a number to be specific, that loss at Spanish Fork, Tyler, when Wasatch lost 4-2, they really out-hit Spanish. 9 hits for Wasatch, 6 for Spanish Fork. But Wasatch couldn't get the big hit with the runners in scoring position. Only 2 runs coming across, even though they had 9 hits in that ball game. If Wasatch wants to win this one, they've got to get hits with runners in scoring position. So pitch it clean on the mound. Don't give free passes. and get the big hit with runners in scoring position.
Those keys brought to you by Dorius Dental, who offers no surprises of dental treatment with Dr. Dorius and Dr. Proctor. Let your mouth smile. Learn more at DoriusDental.com. We're going to go ahead and take a breather. The umpires have come to the ballpark. We'll go ahead and take a break for the national anthem and the coaches visit at home plate. When we come back, we'll have your Bank of Utah starting lineup.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best foods with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 19 years. They've recently been named the official Best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot, or you can try a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
Attention all sideliners. Economists and investors have said recently, if you are saving money and waiting to buy, I'd reconsider even at current interest rates. Reports have shown that the masses move or not move based on the behavior of interest rates. This is sidelining in our current environment. With most people using this information as their playbook, it leaves everyone doing the same thing at the same time, resulting in a basic but serious future crisis of supply and demand. So, come see me at Guild Mortgage and let's put you in the game.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Timberline Ace Hardware, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years, is conveniently located at 737 South Main Street in the heart of Heber City.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasp Sports.
Napa know-how.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
You're listening to the Dairy King pregame show here at Wasatch High School, where Wasatch said take on the Springville Red Devils. Throw it over to you, Ty, for the Gordon Law.
More, from our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
You've been listening to the Dairy King pregame show here at Wasatch High School. Wasatch set to take on the Springville Red Devils in their fourth series of the season in the region play. They've got Springville, then Maple Mountain to wrap up this week. And Ty, going to throw it over to you for our Bank of Utah defensive starting lineup.
For the Wasps, starting on the mound will be Braxton Fowler, the freshman. He'll be throwing to Dahl behind the dish today. So no look at catcher. Garrett Christensen going to get a break because there's a busy week coming up. Bridger Shaw will be playing third base today for the Wasps. Carter Bucad, the senior, starting at shortstop. At second base will be junior Grant Mahoney, and first base will be senior Riker Evans. In your outfield today will be Blake Sweat playing left field, and in center field will be Zach Burdett, another senior, and one more senior to round out the outfield for Wasatch today, Colton Bassett playing right field for the Wasps this afternoon.
Bank of Utah has accounts for everyone, and business and checking accounts to mortgage and consumer loans. Visit our friendly Heber branch at 620 West 100 South, and together we'll build relationships that last. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Let's take a closer look at the starting pitcher today for Wasatch. 19 innings pitched on the season, a 5.16 ERA, 14 strikeouts, 10 walks, and is 2-2 on the year.
Yeah, Ty, really like the way Fowler throws up here on the mound. We've talked about this a lot. As a freshman, he can throw multiple pitches for a strike at any given time in the at-bat, Ty. And you see his fastball here. He's got a nice little two-seam fastball that he can run up there, starting it off the outside part of the plate and run it back in on the hitter. And he can also do that on the inside part and then come in and what you would normally get a broken bat type pitch that goes in there. It's a really nice weapon. Sits in the high 70s, low 80s, Tyler, is where you're going to kind of see him on the mound. But he's got a bright future here for Wasatch as only bad weather. And so that game's going to have to be made up on Wednesday. So Springville has 4 games this week that they're going to have to play. They'll play on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so Springville's going to try to sneak. I think they're seeing the record of 4-0.
For the Springville Red Devils, first pitch in there for strike one to Barrett, who's hitting .357, 4 doubles, 5 home runs, and leads the team with 19 RBIs. Hitting on the left-hand side of the box. Fowler working out of the windup to start off the ball game. The 1-0-1 is going to be roped right back at Fowler, and he finds it in his glove with the line drive for the first out.
Yeah, look at him too, Tyler. He made that look like he expected to catch that thing, but that ball was in his glove before he ever saw it. Turned around and threw it over to Shaw like he knew exactly what he was doing, but that thing off the bat is probably around 100 miles per hour on the exit velocity, Tyler. Nice job for Braxton to be in a fielding position and just be able to snag it out of the air.
He's going to bring up the pitcher, senior R.J. Briggs, .327 batting average, 9 RBIs on the year. He'll take strike one. 1 out, 0-1 the count here to the number 2 hitter. Goes to the off speed. That one's not too close. 1-1 the count.
Ty, we've already had a guess in for our trivia looking for who was the last Wasatch pitcher previous to Bridger Shaw last Friday to throw a 1-0 victory over Spanish Fork. It was in 2014. Had a good guess, as Casey Peterson was a guess. He was. He was not pitching, so Casey Peterson not the answer, Ty. Still looking for our winner for our trivia question.
2-1 the count as the off-speed pitch misses high. Goes back to the fastball inside. It's going to be a ground ball to Bucad. Bucad fields it clean, throws it across the diamond in time, and Wasatch has their second out of the inning on the 6-3 putout.
Another good start to the game here, Tyler. The thing that Bridger Shaw did so well is he just threw a lot of strikes. About into the 5th inning, he was around 75 to 80% strikes, Tyler, and his team was engaged. They were playing well behind him, and they just knew he was going to be on the mound pumping the zone. And Fowler looks to be in the same boat right now, Tyler. 2 guys up, 2 outs for Wasatch.
It's going to bring up Milwaukee. Oregon commit, is that right, Ty? Going up to the
Ty,
University of
and
Oregon.
It looks like he's stuck there. There's been a lot of movement as the Pac-12 has dissolved, but he's going to stay with the University of Oregon moving into the Big Ten next year.
He's going to take strike one, a big swing and a miss on strike 2. 0-2 the count, .467 batting average, 16 RBIs, 3 home runs to go along with 4 doubles.
He's probably the most terrifying hitter in the state, Tyler. He's got an exit velocity that can get over 110 miles per hour off the bat and 20 home runs on his career. He is an absolute monster at the plate, and if you leave a mistake over the plate, he is going to punish you.
Not a lot of wind here today at Wasatch High School. It's a beautiful day. We're up around 70 degrees. That one misses outside, so 1-2 the count. Goes back to the off speed. This one's elevated to center field. Burdett settles underneath it, takes a couple steps forward, catches it above the head, and Wasatch begins the game with a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 0-0 as we go into the bottom of the first.
Brakes, batteries, shocks, struts, and a whole lot more. Plus,
be led off by senior Carter Bucad, who's had himself a nice season up there at the leadoff position. He's around 300 for a batting average. Hitting second will be Blake Sweat, that scored the game-winning run.
First appearance here for Briggs on the mound from Springville. He'll miss outside with back-to-back pitches. 2-0 the count. Off, as mentioned, with Sweat on deck. The 2-0. Barrett out of the windup, delivers. It's a fastball that's going to be elevated to center field. Center fielder will go over, will be R.J. Barrett. Makes the grab, Easton Barrett, and Wasatch has one away.
And don't want to get too big with this swing here.
That one misses outside, moves count to 3-0. So Wasatch will take on Maple Mountain in their next series, who will also have 4 games this week, as they'll be playing their normal series, and then we'll have Springville on Wednesday. Start that series with Wasatch on Friday. The 3-0 in their first strike, moves count to 3-1. I talked about the strategy as far as taking pitches in a situation like that, knowing Springville doesn't have a lot of arms, or they're trying to preserve arms. Does that make you want to be a little bit more patient early on? Ground ball is going to be the third baseman, Luwaki. Fields it clean, throws it across the diamond. 2 away on the 5-3 put out.
Ty, yeah, absolutely, you're right. When you know the other team's going to have to go deep into the pitching staff this week, yeah, you're probably taking until you get a strike. You're trying to fill out this pitcher. You've got no scouting report on him anyway. And probably a worst-case scenario for Springville is if you have to chase into the bullpen by the 3rd or 4th inning. So if you're Wasatch, you want to start running that count up and make them make a tough decision.
It's going to bring up Riker Evans with 2 away. He'll take one inside. On the flip side of things, Ty, Springville very well could be by committee, right? Just try to throw about 30 pitches apiece for about 4 or 5 guys to try to get through this first game. The 1-0 count here to Evans. That one's going to be swung on. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle for a base knock, and Riker Evans extends the inning with the single.
Well, that very much could be in play, what you're talking about, Tyler, about going by committee, because I talked about the electric arm of Easton Barrett, who's playing center field. And, Ty, I know he's not to the point where they want to overextend him, and so if you get him to go 35-ish pitches today, you could bring him back in theory by Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or whenever you need him. And so they could rotate some guys through and do 1 or 2 innings each.
Going to bring up the sophomore Crew Baxter, 321 on the year with 5 RBIs. Takes ball 1. So no first pitch strikes in the ball game today for Briggs so far. Riker Evans takes his lead at first base. Late kick delivery. Goes a little bit off sidearm. That one's in there for a strike on the swing and a miss.
No, Ty, and this trend can't.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service.
Strength and reliability.
One of the best pickoff move. It has the best pickoff move on the team.
Well, Ty, I'd like to see Braxton here. So this is kind of a mystery matchup at the plate. You got a young sophomore that's hitting, only 4 plate appearances on the year for Red here in the Springville Red Devils. 1 hit, 1 RBI. Clearly they like him as a sophomore to be getting him some time here at this point in the season, but also a young player, and so you want to go after him, try to challenge him, and see if you can't get a little pressure on this guy with a runner in scoring position.
Coach Jameson's not satisfied with the explanation he's getting from the umpire, and he's pleading his case.
Yeah, this is the longest, most animated we've seen Coach Jay out here on the field with a call, Ty. Very much disagreeing. He's demonstrating it out on the field right now as to why the umpire got it wrong, but it's not going to make any difference on the call.
Well, that pause in the action brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Owners David and Kristen Wade have grown to love their Chevron family and appreciate your support. Stop on in to Mirror Lake Station in Camas. So 1 ball, no strikes here to the sophomore. Shortstop Red with a runner on second base. 0-0 the score. Baller gets the sign, comes set. Takes 1 look and will deliver, and that misses outside again. Moves count to 2-0. Actually got away from Dahl a little bit. Runner's going to scamper back to second base. Retired the first 5 with a line out, ground out, 2 flyouts, and a strikeout, and has lost a little bit of the command over the last 2 batters. Had a walk and now falls behind 2-0. Fowler takes 3 looks this time at the runner at second base. Delivers. It's going to be a check swing ground ball. Tough play here for Bukad. Bukad fields it on the run. Throws it across the diamond. In time for the 6-3 put out. Nice play by the senior shortstop. And Wasatch gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner is left on base. Still 0-0 as we go into the bottom of the second.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best foods with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 19 years. They've recently been named the official Best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot, or you can try a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
5, 4, 3, 2.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the second inning brought to you by Gravity Coalition, who offers the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in Heber Valley. They've got personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop.
Have we got our trivia winner yet? Do you want to repeat
No,
our
Ty,
trivia?
we had another guess. Tag Baxter was another guess. And
Are you good on the year, Ty? Is 2014 the year?
Certain that was the year, yes.
Doesn't necessarily mean this pitcher graduated in 2014, right?
Well, there's a clue. No, it does not mean he graduated in 14. In fact, do not look for someone who graduated in 14.
Ball one as Mahoney, Fowler, and Dahl will lead it off here in the bottom of the second for Wasatch.
And if you're just joining us, Tyler, let me repeat it. Bridger Shaw had a fantastic game on the mound on Friday for Wasatch. Through a complete game, 7-inning gem, a 1-0 victory for Wasatch over Spanish Fork. Bridger gave up 5 hits, had 5 strikeouts, and Wasatch got a 1-0 win. Wasatch beat Spanish Fork in 2014 by the same score.
It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, to the backhand side, fields it clean, throws it across the diamond, not in time, and an infield single there for Graham Mahoney gives Wasatch the leadoff guy on base.
Yeah, Ty, and just to finalize and finish that thought, this pitcher for Wasatch, so the question is simply, who is the pitcher for Wasatch that got the 1-0 victory over then #1 Spanish Fork in 2014? We've got a few hints already. Tag Baxter drove in the winning run at the plate. It wasn't Casey Peterson, who was a senior that year on that team. This pitcher had 7 strikeouts and 3 hits against Spanish Fork that day.
He's going to bring up Fowler, who's going to square. He's going to lay down the bunt down the first base side. Briggs bounces off the mound, fields it cleanly, flips it to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. But the sacrifice bunt does advance Graham Mahoney into scoring position for the first time today for Wasatch.
Braxton's just doing everything that he's supposed to so far, Tyler. On the mound, just challenging and throwing strikes. He's faced some monsters of batters up there in the box, and he hasn't been intimidated. And then doing the job there at the plate, not trying to do too much, just getting the bunt down, pushing it over to pull off the pitcher, commit the first baseman, and gives Wasatch 2 chances to get the go-ahead run.
2 looks here from Briggs at Mahoney at second base. That one misses outside. It's Micah Dahl, Jr., comes in with a 200 batting average, a double, and 4 RBIs. The senior Zach Burdett on deck. Wasatch 2 opportunities here to try to break the 0-0 tie. 1-0, misses outside again. 2-0, now the count. Briggs takes a peek, delivers. That one misses outside again. 3-0, now the count here to the catcher Dahl.
Micah can be picky, and he should be picky here, Tyler. We already mentioned Briggs, not an experienced pitcher here over the course of the season for Springville. I'm sure he's pitched plenty in his life, but first outing here, a generous call on that.
Generous called strike there on the 3-0. Moves the count to 3-1. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. Move coming in from center field. Outfield for Springville playing normal depth. Left fielder may be playing a little bit deep. First baseman playing even with the bag. The 3-1. It's a fastball, elevated foul down the left side, and that'll move the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Probably a little too big of a swing there from Micah Tyler. Kind of looked a little looping, trying to get the bad head out and swing, but that wind is blowing in from left field right now. You don't want to be hitting a fly ball to left field. Stay disciplined, hitting a ball up the middle.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Briggs comes set, takes a look at Mahoney. The delivery, swing and a miss on a pitch upstairs. Would have been ball 4. First strikeout of the game for Briggs. And Springville has 2 away. Bringing up the senior, Zach Burdett, 229, with 12 runs scored on the year. Wasatch wearing their white uniforms with the retro Astros look. And Springville wearing their all-gray desktop uniforms. First pitch of the at-bat here, in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count here to the senior Burdett. Wasatch needing a 2-out hit here to break the 0-0 tie. Nobody holding on the runner at second base. The 0-2, it's an off-speed, and it's a base knock up the middle. Wasatch going to try to score Mahoney from third. No, Jacobson will wisely keep Mahoney at third.
He knows that arm in center.
As Barrett throws a strike from center field.
He would have been out by 50 feet.
Would have been out by a while. First and third, 2 outs on the 2-out single from Zach Burdett. Effortlessly, Ty was able to get that close from center field. Right on the money. That catcher could have just been in the squat and just would have taken that as a strike there.
Yeah, it was perfect, Ty. That arm looks fine coming back from that Tommy John surgery, doesn't it? That's the approach, though, Zach just had, Tyler. That's what you need. Don't try to do too much. Just a nice little simple knock.
Colton Bassett comes up to the plate, 214. Had the lone RBI of the season for Bassett. That was the game winner against Spanish Fork. And he'll take one off the back, and that'll load the bases on the hit by pitch.
So this is an interesting moment, Tyler. Carter Bucad is one of your more clutch hitters. He's hitting .293 on the year. Only 6 RBIs. As a leadoff guy, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities. With the bases loaded here, this is a great spot to have Carter up. Definitely a guy that can get you an extra base hit here.
Good speed at second base and on first base with Bassett. And then Mahoney will easily score on a single. It'll be Bucad up, and he'll take strike 1. He flew out to center field in his first at bat. Briggs back working out of the windup, so a big lead from Burdett at second base. That one's going to get by the catcher, gets to the backstop, and Mahoney comes in, and Wasatch takes the 1-0 lead on the pass ball.
Ty, it's amazing how little mistakes like that can really change the game. Before, the pressure was still on Wasatch. Bucada's single is going to get you 1 and possibly 2, Tyler. All of a sudden you get just a pass ball that probably the catcher should have handled, and now just a little bloop single should have you up 3-0 on this. It could be a huge mistake in the game for Springville.
Still working out of the windup. It's going to be a ground ball to Luwaki. Fields it cleanly at third base, throws it across the diamond in time, and Springville gets out of the inning. But Wasatch scores 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. Wasatch leads 1-0.
Attention all sideliners. Economists and investors have said recently, if you are saving money and waiting to buy, I'd reconsider even at current interest rates. Reports have shown that the masses move or not move based on the behavior of interest rates. This is sidelining in our current environment. With most people using this information as their playbook, it leaves everyone doing the same thing at the same time, resulting in a basic but serious future crisis of supply and demand. So, come see me at Guild Mortgage and let's put you in the game.
Topstone MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Our locally owned Ace stores are committed to helping our neighbors and our communities. And because we're in the neighborhood, we can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Steel, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in-store, curbside, or we'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know how to help. See acehardware.com for details.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Do you sometimes feel dizzy or unstable? If so, Physical at the Pit Stop has good news. Falls are preventable. Call Physical at 435-654-5607 for a free fall risk assessment. Let's see how you can improve balance and regain your freedom.
8-9-1 up for Springville here in the top of the third. 1-0 the score as Wasatch was able to score 1 in the bottom of the second. It was Graham Mahoney who singled and then eventually scored thanks to a sacrifice bunt A single by Zach Burdett, and then a pass ball. Brigham Ovard comes up to the plate, a right fielder. I think this might be his first at bat on the year.
He does have one plate appearance and 0 for 1. In fact, this one, Braxton just needs to not mess around, Tyler. You've got a guy who doesn't have a hit on the season and 1 at bat, and then coming up after him is a guy hitting 167 on the year. You just need to go after him, Ty. Can't give free passes to these two.
Does start with a 2-0 count, comes back with a fastball for a strike. So 2-1 the count here to the number 8 hitter, the junior, playing right field. No defensive substitution so far for Wasatch, again, as they lead 3-0 here in the top of the third, trying to get back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Goes back to the off-speed. Dahl set up outside, but the umpire doesn't like it. Moves it 3-1.
And Ty, maybe overthinking it a little bit, to be honest. A 2-1 count to a guy who doesn't have a hit on the season, that should probably be a fastball there. And if they beat you with a hit, they beat you with a hit. But you don't want to be getting them into automatic hitters counts here. Make them prove that they can do it before you give them free passes.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That one's in there for a strike. Ovard back into the box. The payoff pitch. Goes back to the fastball.
That looked pretty good to me, Tyler. We don't have really the level. Dahl's asking if it was high.
And he got this nod of the head, so it must be too high, and that's going to be the second walk of the game for Faller.
That's a tough call, Ty. That looked like a pretty good pitch at a full count.
Bring up the number 9 hitter, Ben Sickle, the center fielder, a junior, 167, a couple of RBIs.
Good guess. A bunt's probably in order here, Ty.
Top of the order for Springville is good. Pickoff move. It's close, but not in time as Ovard's able to get back to the bag. Bridger Shaw playing third base today, playing even with the bag right now. Middle playing double play depth. Evans holding on the runner at first base. Slide step delivery, no bunt call. It's in there for a strike.
Well, that could be, and maybe they're just seeing what's going on after a walk, maybe taking the first to see if he'd give you another.
Pretty good pitch there from Faller. You're expecting bunt. He went with the off speed. A lot of times you don't practice bunting off speed. 0-1 the count. Another pickoff move. Not in time. Keeps count at 0-1. Faller comes set. Delivers on the slide step. Goes back to that off speed. Looks pretty good again. Must be outside for ball 1.
Yeah, all of a sudden this umpire's tightened up his zone with the 8-9 hitters coming up here, Ty.
1-1 the count. Faller takes a peek, gets the set, gets the pitch, and comes set. Another slide step delivery. Fastball, swing and a miss for strike 2.
I guess this is your new age analytics for why Springville's letting this kid hit it here, Ty, but you got Easton Barrett waiting on deck, and I'd sure want guys on base for a guy who has 5 home runs already. And Van Sickle here, 167 average, and is a double play candidate here.
Runner goes. Pretty good pitch to throw on, but Dahl drops it. Runner will advance to second base on the ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that takes your double play out of it, right on cue.
Nobody out. Springville with a runner in scoring position for the second inning in a row. Wasatch able to get out of the last one. 2-2 the count. Long pause, and the batter will step out of the box and call timeout. Busy week of broadcasting for you here on 94.5 The Peak and HeberValleyRadio.com. Baseball today, lacrosse Wednesday. Baseball again on Thursday, and then we've got a doubleheader on Friday of baseball and lacrosse. Check swing, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Faller, and Wasatch now has 1 away as we move to the top of the order. Easton Barrett lined out in his first at bat on a ball that was smoked right at the pitcher. Faller was able to make the grab, hitting .357 and leads the team with 19 RBIs, has an RBI opportunity right here with the guy on second base.
Yeah, the meat of the lineup, .357 here, followed by .327, followed by .467. Not an easy out coming up here for Faller. He's going to have to make his best pitches.
Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Mixing it up, lands the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Dahl giving the signs. Faller likes it, comes set, takes 1 look. Not a big lead for Ovard at second base. Does get a good secondary. This ball is going to be smoked to the left center field gap. Sweat going back. He's not going to get it. It's a one-hopper to the fence. Sweat can't come up with it. Runner's going to score from second, and Barrett is going to be in with a triple on a ball smoked to the left center field wall. 1-1 the score on the one-out triple from the senior Barrett.
Yeah, Tyan didn't try to do too much with it either, did he? He just drove that thing to the right center gap and hit it a mile down to the base of the fence. Probably going to be a triple either way, but Sweat bobbling there off the fence certainly did not help.
Going to bring up the picture. R.J. Briggs trying to help himself out here. Does have 9 RBIs and has a runner on third base with a chance to take the lead. 1-1 the score. It's called strike one to lead off the at-bat. Working out of the windup is follow. They're going to lay down the bunt. It's a squeeze. Dahl makes the grab, trying to double him up at third base. Shaw was coming up on the bunt, so nobody there to cover. But the pop-out ball on the bunt gives Wasatch 2 away.
Yeah, and I think this is probably a pretty easy call here. If it's me, Tyler, you say we're going to put this guy on and move on to the next guy, I would think here. Runner on third, 2 bases open. I think I'd probably
take your
right
chances
on past
with
Luiaki. Yeah.
They're going to pitch to him. First pitch is going to be a check swing, and that check swing went about 300 feet foul.
Ty, but
So
Braxton,
one
I mean,
strike.
he had him off balance. He got a nice little lazy fly out on the first one. And so, I mean, it's okay to challenge him. But sitting on deck is Tate, who's hitting .238 on the season. And so you got a guy with 20 home runs on his career. Well, that'll do it. Hit him there, Tyler. Get him on base and save a few pitches, I guess.
Hit by pitch, and that'll be the second walk of the game. Wasatch has only given up 1 hit, has 3 freebies. And it will bring up the left-hander, Ashton Tate, playing first base today. Flew out to left field in his first at-bat.
Yeah, he got after the first pitch. Now from Braxton, I probably want to keep that in mind.
Pretty
He's
good.
going to be looking for something to handle.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad barrel. Drove Blake Sweat back a little bit to the opposite side. Big lead here from Milwaukee. See what Wasatch decides to do if he goes in motion. It's going to be an off-speed pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Mahoney fields it clean. Flips it to Bacad at second base. And Wasatch gets out of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. And 2 are left on base. 1-1 here on 94.5 The Peak.
Big O Tires in Heber is your one-stop shop for tires and service. What was once Point S is now Big O Tires. Same service, but different name. We're locally owned and operated and want to help you get your vehicle ready to road trip this summer. Stop in for all your name brand tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, batteries, shocks, struts, and a whole lot more. Plus, Big O Tires offers financing options to fit any budget or any situation. Visit us today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasp Sports.
Napa know-how.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the third inning brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist, dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%.
1-1 as we go into the bottom of the third. It's 2-3-4 up for Wasatch. Blake Sweat, Riker Evans, Crew Baxter. Sweat grounded out of the third baseman in his first at bat. Wasatch does have 3 hits in the first 2 innings on Briggs, who's making his first appearance on the mound. Swings at the first pitch, going to be another ground ball, but Milwaukee bobbles it. Has a good arm, but that bobble is going to be an error, and Wasatch has the leadoff guy on base. First error of the ball game for the Springville Red Devils.
That can get you going here real quick, Tyler, giving Wasatch a free one. Riker had a great approach last time, Tyler, as he always does, even though there were only 2 outs. Kept it simple. Hit a nice little single back up the middle.
Good speed from Blake at first base. Haven't seen Wasatch try to steal much over the last couple of games. Runner is going to go here. It's a hit and run. Riker gets a piece of it. Tough play here from Briggs. He bobbles for a second, but is able to regroup and gets the runner out at first base. Does move the base runner over to second. So Wasatch with the guy in scoring position with one away. That's one, if you go back, Ty, probably just swing over the top. That would have been a tough one for Diamas to try to get Sweat at second base. The ball was outside. Evans was able to get a piece of it. But Baxter now has an RBI opportunity. Sweat, good lead at second base. Outside, ball one. Here to Baxter, who grounded out to the shortstop in his last at bat. Graham Mahoney on deck, singled. 1-0 the count. Long look from Briggs. Delivers. That one misses badly. Diamas has to come up out of his stance. Does get it before it goes to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, I think like most pitchers, Briggs, who doesn't throw as often, Tyler just doesn't look as comfortable. That's the word I'm looking for on the mound from the stretch. So you get a base runner on, and I think you're going to get a few more wild pitches, maybe a few more pass balls, get him off his rhythm.
Goes back inside. Baxter swings, barely gets a piece, fouls it off. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 away. 1-1 the score. Briggs gets the sign. Shortstop playing right behind Blake, but Blake's got a good lead at second base. Another fastball. This one's roped to the right field side, pushing the right fielder back. It got him. It's a one-hopper to the fence. Baxter's got an extra base hit, and Blake's going to score from second base. And the one-out double from the sophomore Crew Baxter gives Wasatch back the 2-1 lead.
Ball was hit very, very well, Tyler. On a line, tailing away down towards the right field line. One hops the fence. Blake had to freeze up for a little bit, still able to easily score on that ball, Tyler, that made it to the fence.
Well, the runner batter switch places. Now it's going to bring up Mahoney. Best batting average on the team, up around 400. Singled on an infield single in his last at bat. Also leads the team with 12 RBIs. He'll take ball 1 low and away. Freshman Braxton Fowler on deck. Wasatch scoring runs in back-to-back innings. Now lead 2-1.
Up near 400, exactly right, Tyler. After that single last time, he's at 396 on the year.
Take strike 1, 1-1 now the count. Briggs comes set. Baxter, decent lead at second base. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Tyler, maybe an underrated part of what just happened there is I feel like that swing was kind of forced by the umpire on the pitch before. A 1-0 tough strike called on Grant on a breaking pitch that looked off the plate. That one very similar. I think Grant probably just felt like he had to cover that area.
1 ball, 2 strikes, goes back outside. That one misses. The catcher thought he had it.
I don't blame him, Tyler.
2 balls,
That's
2
kind
strikes.
of the same area where the first strike was called. First one was a breaking ball. That was a fastball, though. So I suppose the umpire is going to say the breaking pitch cut across the corner of the plate on the first one, and that one just started off the zone.
Earns a Mirror Lake Station trip to the mound from the catcher. Will reset. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second base. Wasatch leading 2-1. Mahoney back in the box on the right-hand side. Briggs comes set. 1 look, delivers, goes back to the off-speed. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle. The shortstop can't come up with it. Baxter's going to try to score from second. No, he'll be held up at third base from Jacobson. You see the respect there from Barrett at center field. But another base knock from Mahoney. He's 2 for 2 on the day, and Wasatch has runners on the corners with 1 away.
And that one's going to get him up over 400, Tyler, on that knock for Grant. After that hit, he's going to be, let me get the official number here, put in.
Well, and we did look at that rule last week, Ty, when he laid down a bunt and it resulted in an error. That actually does go into the book as a sacrifice bunt, so it doesn't hurt your average in that situation. So Mahoney having himself a great year. Brings up the freshman Fowler, who's going to try to help himself out. He's going to elevate this one to shallow center field. Probably not going to be in time. Barrett's going to try to double up Mahoney at first base. The throw's going to get into the dugout, however, and that's going to advance the runners.
Well, that will get you the run in there. Grant also looking like a linebacker out there, trying to get into first. First baseman obstructed him, and so that's going to be 2 bags for Grant on that ball that got into the dugout. So Baxter will score. Wasatch goes ahead 3-1, and Mahoney now will be on third base And before we move on too far, Ty, I was going to tell you Grant up to 407 after that base hit to lead the way for Wasatch this year.
So 1 run will come in on the fly ball to the outfield. So that's an interesting one in the book, right? So you have a put out in the outfield, an error on the throw. Is that how that goes? Which causes the runners to advance. Second error of the day for Springville. And they're going to give actually third base to Mahoney. They're going to say a runner obstruction on that. So 2 outs, runner on third base, 2 runs in the inning for Wasatch. They lead 3-1, and that'll bring up Micah Dahl. Struck out in his first at bat. Dahl steps in on the right-hand side. Briggs goes to the windup with the runner on third. This one's going to be a ground ball, and it's a base knock through the 5-6 hole. Wasatch now with 3 runs in the inning on 3 hits, and Wasatch takes the 4-1 lead.
That's a much better approach from Micah in that at bat, Tyler. Notice he didn't try to do too much. Just went with that pitch, drove it right through the 5-6 hole, got a good barrel on it, and was able to drive in that run.
2 runs in, 2 runs scored now on the game for Mahoney as he comes in. Kyron Stocking will come in to speed up run for the catcher, Micah Dahl. And Zach Burdett, who singled up the middle, now comes up to the plate. It's 2 outs, right, Ty? We have the ground out and then the fly out in center field.
Mm-hmm.
So Burdett comes up with 2 outs. Pretty good opportunity here to maybe put something in motion. Good contact guy in the box. Burdett thinks about drag bunt. Luwaki, who is playing deep, now takes a couple of steps forward. Not a lot of steps, gradually working his way up. 1 ball, no strikes. Still playing back deep enough. I think Burdett can still lay down a bunt here. 1-0. Burdett thinks about it again. That time it's in there for a strike, so 1-1 now the count.
Yeah, I think Springville just doesn't believe that Zach will put one down, but I think Zach's more than content to lay one down and get another guy in scoring position and see if they can't sneak another run across.
1-0 the count, steps off the back of the mound, takes a look at Stocking, who scampers back to the bag. 1-0 the pitch. That one, in there for a strike below the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bassett on deck, was hit by pitch in his first at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the third. The pitch, that one into the opposite batter's box, 4-2. Ties the count at 2-2.
Wonder if this isn't the pitch to maybe start the runner in motion a little early here, Ty. Good breaking ball pitch or a pitch for Zach to handle and maybe go as a hit and run.
Runner does go, but it's in there for a called strike 3. So that strikeout will end the inning, but Wasatch scores 3 runs on 3 hits. There's 1 error in the inning, and Wasatch leaves 1 on base. 4-1 as we go into the 4th.
Hi, this is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol and drugs between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
Attention painters and homeowners. Premium Kelly Moore paint is now available at your neighborhood Wasatch Back Paint and Floor. That's right, Wasatch Back Paint and Floor is the official authorized Kelly Moore Paints outlet. You can now get premium Kelly Moore paints at your Heber Wasatch Back Paint and Floor. You'll love their high quality, long-lasting finishes for any home paint project. So if you're painting a single room, refreshing your front door, or doing a full repaint of your home, Wasatch Back Paint and Floor is the place to go for fine Kelly Moore paints. Stop by today.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the third, we're into the fourth inning. Top of the fourth, brought to you by, didn't have my paper ready. Didn't have my paper ready.
Gravity Coalition is where we should be.
Offering the best in bike, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. 2-1 the count. Now a swing and a miss, moves the count to 2-2. It's 5-6-7 up for Springville here in the top of the fourth. Dayamas, Tingy, and Red. Dayamas did strike out in his last at bat, now has himself in a 2-2 count. 4-1 the score for Wasatch. Outside corner, misses, and that'll be a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Baller out of the windup, delivers the payoff. And that one misses low, and a leadoff walk for the second inning in a row puts Springville in business. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Tingy, who also walked in his first at bat. Fourth free pass on the day so far for Wasatch. Baller works out of the stretch now with the runner on first. Good lead from the speed-up runner from Springville. That one in at the knees for strike one. No balls, 1 strike.
Time for our Gordon Law Group stat trivia question answer. Trivia was which Wasatch pitcher got the last 1-0 victory over Spanish Fork, similar to what Bridger Shaw did this last Friday, getting a complete game 1-0 victory over Spanish. And we've had a lot of guesses here, Tyler, but no one got this one yet. It was Chase Adams for Wasatch. Really good player. Played a great center field, Tyler. A lot of pop and power in the box, but had a great arm. And got a win over number 1 Spanish Fork 1-0. And that was a big one because Wasatch had just moved up to 4A that year, Ty. And they were struggling to find their way. Had gotten beat up a little bit in region, and that was their first kind of signature win, moving up from 3A to 4A.
1 ball, 1 strike. That one gets away from Dahl. It was a ball in the dirt outside, not able to keep the body in front of it. Runner will advance to second base, represents a runner in scoring position. The 1-1 swung on and fouled off. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In fact, Tyler, I'll give you a little player comp on this Wasatch team. On the mound, Chase Adams probably very similar to what you see from Blake Sweat. When Blake Sweat gets out there, he's got a similar type of breaking pitch, same type of fastball velocity. So what you see from Blake, I think, is very similar to the type of player that Chase was.
That one goes between the legs of Dahl, back to the backstop. So just like that, a walk moves the runner all the way to third base. It's now a 2 balls, 2 strike count here to the second baseman, Tinky.
I'm not sure what happened there if he got crossed up, Tyler, but that's a ball that's in front of him. And I don't know if he just got crossed over, whether he wanted to go down and receive it or turn the glove over and block. But anytime it's in doubt, you want to turn that glove over and make sure we're blocking that ball, keeping it in front.
The 2-2, that one swung on, fouled straight back, keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A little bit of a self-inflicted inning going on right now, Tyler, though. The walk to start this off, now 2 pass balls, and Springville trying to respond to the Wasatch 3-run inning in the bottom of the third.
Baller back working out of the windup. The pitch misses, and that fills up the count once again at 3-2. Second straight batter where we've gone 3-2. Wasn't able to get the strike on the leadoff batter. Wind really starting to pick up now. You can hear on our shotgun mic down there on the field. Blowing in heavily from center field. The payoff pitch swung on, elevated to center field. Burdett's going to have to come up. It's actually right center field. Burdett makes the grab. Runner's going to try to tag from third base. Ball gets away from the cutoff man, but the runner will stay at third base. Nice quick throw there from Burdett. 1 away.
That was a good job from Zach, because that ball, you talked about the wind, Tyler, and had that thing tailing away. And so Zach didn't have a great angle coming from center field to right center. In fact, Colton coming in and right probably should have called him off. He had a much better angle to catch and throw that, but I think Zach had the call early before it started tailing. Zach did a good job to swing the hips around and put a good throw on to hold that runner at third.
It's going to bring up the shortstop, Red. Wasatch is going to bring the infield up now, trying to minimize here or take away a run. That's an off-speed pitch. It's in there for a strike. Red, very limited plate appearances, grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat. Only a sophomore. Has 1 RBI on the year, looking for number 2. Fastball in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy, Ty. You like this, bringing the infield in. on this hitter. We kind of always talk about minimizing the big inning, right? And this opens a lot of space for a bleeder to maybe fall in there. But at the same time, this is a unproven hitter. And maybe they're just going to try to have it in play, and you might find yourself into an easy out here as well.
I do think it's an important inning. Wasatch just take the 4-1 lead. If you can put up a goose egg, gives you a lot of momentum going into the bottom of the fourth. Check swing off speed. Did he go? Yes, he did, and so that'll be a 2-2 count. That is the first time I've ever seen an umpire at second base say that a runner's swung
and
tight.
that was interesting, Tyler, because sometimes you see umpires that look like they don't want to be asked. He was ready for it, wasn't he? He was locked in, ready to make that call, and I don't think the home plate umpire wanted to ask, to be honest. It looked like he didn't think it was a swing.
2 balls, 2 strikes. It's going to be a lazy ground ball to the second baseman. Good read from the runner at third base. It was a slow hopper. He had a great break. He comes in and scores. Mahoney does field it cleanly at second base and throws it over to first to get the put out, but it does bring in a run, and that moves the score to 4-2.
Good read from second base, and also a good read from Grant, Tyler. I'm sure that was tempting to go home with that ball, and instead he secured the out and minimizing the big inning. You got a 4-2 lead. And clear the bases. Should be able to get out of this with minimal damage.
It's going to bring the number 8 hitter, Ovard, walked and scored in his first at bat. Yet to have a hit on the year. Only has 2 plate appearances. And he'll take strike 1. Playing right field today for the Red Devils. That one misses outside. 1-1 the count.
Springville, as we noted in the Dairy King pregame show, Tyler, number 3 in the RPI right now. Good for second in Region 7 standings. Maple Mountain up at number 2 in the RPI. Springville 11-4 on the season coming in. Tied losses to Dixie. Payson got them as well, 9-3. Union got them 12-7, and then Maple Mountain 13-3.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Ovard. The pitch goes way outside, moves count to 2-2. That Union team was fun, Ty. That was a team that I liked. They're very young, a lot of sophomore, juniors in that lineup. That's a team to be reckoned with down to that 3A level. 2-2 the count, 2 away. Wasatch trying to get out of the inning. The pitch swung on, fouled into the batting cages on the first base side.
Yeah, those are some interesting scores, aren't they? Because Payson not really known, Tyler, to be a powerhouse team, but a 9-3 win in that first tournament. Dixie, always good. That's not a bad loss there at 5-4. And then we know Maple Mountain's a good team.
Freezes them. Off-speed pitch. Doesn't get the inside corner, and that'll fill up the count at 3-2.
He really tried ducking into that, Tyler, and leaning into it. Even with that, it didn't get him. That's a pretty good pitch. Surprised the umpire didn't ring him up on that one.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Wasatch, 2 outs. The pitch. It's a fastball. It's a slow grounder to Boucard. No, Shaw comes over, fields it clean, throws it across the diamond. Not in time. And an infield single with 2 away. Ovard has his first hit on the year and will extend the inning.
It's a good play from Bridger at third base, Tyler. That ball is a high, slow-rolling chop, and if that goes to your shortstop, you just got no chance. So your third baseman has to come across and cut that one off. And Bridger did a good job to go get it. Gave him a chance to get the out, but good speed from Ovard gets him a hit.
Brings up the number 9 hitter, Van Sickle, struck out in his first at bat. Takes ball 1 at the eyes. 1-0 the count with a runner on first. 1 run in the inning. It's 4-2. Father shakes. Now comes set. Pickoff move. Not in time.
Pretty critical hitter here all of a sudden, Tyler. You got a 4-2 lead. Waiting on deck is Easton Barrett, who's had 2 really good barrels on Faller already today. Last one went to the fence. And if you get 2 runners on in front of him, he could tie it up with 1 swing of the bat or potentially give you the go-ahead lead.
2 balls, no strikes. That one misses outside for ball 2. Van Sickle playing left field, the junior. Baller comes set, delivers. It's a fastball, elevated. Is it going to stay in play? Dahl comes over next to the fence, slides, can't make the grab. Would have been a great play, but it falls short, and that'll move the count to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Hey, good hustle on that play. That's a really tough ball to go get, Tyler. It's right on the edge of that overhang net, coming down and fading away. He's got to slow down and try not to run into that fence. Had a great effort to try to slide at it, but just tipped right off the edge of the glove.
2 on the count. Runner takes an extra step at first base. Now delivers on the slide step. Runner goes. This ball's going to be roped down the left field line. Sweat trying to lock it off. Can't cut it off. Runner's going to try to score from first. And a 2-out double from the number 9 hitter cuts the lead to 4-3. And that now brings us back up to the top of the order. As you mentioned, Ty, runner on second base represents the tying run. Springville gave up 3 in the bottom of the third and are trying to answer here with already 2 runs in the top of the fourth.
Only the second double of the season for Van Sickle, Tyler. 3rd RBI on the year. So a rarity, but a big one in that spot.
Good lead from Van Sickle at second base. Slide step delivery here from Fowler. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Barrett hitting on the left-hand side. Fowler likes what he sees, steps off the mound, and will reset. No balls, 1 strike. Again, that wind continues to gust, and Fowler's going to step off again. He's 1 for 2 on the day. A liner back to the pitcher that was caught by Fowler, and then a triple to the left center field wall that brought in a run in his last at-bat. Blake playing deep in left field another time.
This one from the umpire, Tyler. Barrett just wants to get in there and take a swing at this.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Fowler comes set. 1 look. Delivers, goes back to the off speed. It's a ground ball to Evans. Evans fields it cleanly. A hustle to the first base, touches first base, and Wasatch gets out of the inning. But Springville scores 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 1 runner is left on base. It's 4-3 going into the bottom of the fourth.
I'm Walker Kessler, and I play basketball for a living. So I know how important it is to have the support of a team you can trust. That's why I love UCCU. UCCU is more than a credit union. They're a true financial partner, a local team of experts your entire family can trust at every step of your financial journey. Just visit uccu.com and elevate your banking experience.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy here in Heber. Explore the art of barbering, basic aesthetic, cosmetology, master aesthetic, and nail technician programs. Visit bonniejosephacademy.edu to enroll today. Financial aid is available for qualifying students, and we offer flexible distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career with Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service. Their team of expert technicians is passionate about bringing your car back to its original glory, no matter the size of damage. Their state-of-the-art facility is equipped with cutting-edge technology, ensuring precise and accurate repairs. They handle it all with precision and care.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Wasatch leading over number 3 Springville 4-3 as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Brought to you by Heber Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. When you're down to your final out and your fridge goes out, turn your drop the ball into a touch them all at Heber Appliance. Increase your at-home satisfaction with Heber Appliance Furniture and Mattress.
Briggs still on the mound for the Red Devils. He feeds it up, and Bassett's going to single into the left field side. Oh, this is going to get away from the left fielder. He's going to advance to second base. So a single from Bassett, and he'll advance on the air. And Wasatch has leadoff guy on second base. You just put that in as a double, Ty. Is that a double? I think that's a single.
Yeah, if it's fielded cleanly, Tyler, he's probably stopping there and at first base. Another good barrel, though, from Colton. He's kind of coming on here as of late, Ty.
Hukad's going to step up, and he's going to rope one to left field. That one's hit too hard, though. Bassett's going to have to stop at third base. But back-to-back singles to the left side for Wasatch, and that's going to earn a trip to the mound from the Springville head coach.
Yeah, right on cue, I was going to say, I don't know how much longer they're going to let Briggs go. They're trying to sneak a game with him, Tyler. as Springville's got to go against Maple on Wednesday, Wasatch again Thursday, and then they start their next series on Friday, Tyler. So 4 games this week, and they've seen enough. They need some strikeouts and need them now. Don't want to give up more, so they're bringing in flamethrower Junior Luriaki from third base, Tyler. Tops out at 94 miles per hour. He'll sit 89 to 94 with the fastball. Got a great slider that'll sit 81 to 83. And they're looking for punch-outs. Don't want Wasatch to be in play here to get that run across at third base.
Yes, I think this might be his first appearance on the mound as well for the Red Devils. He can throw hard, but they have not used him on the mound this year. Trying to minimize currently the score 4-3. Let's go ahead and take a break. Wasatch leads 4-3. We'll come back with the Mirror Lake Station pitching change after this.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Mirror Lake Station is your one-stop shop for gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station in Camas. Wasatch back-to-back singles to get this inning started. They now have 9 hits on the day, leading 4-3 over the Red Devils here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on first and third. Nobody out for Blake Sweat. Grounded out to the third baseman and then reached on an error on a ground ball to the third baseman. Ended up scoring in the inning. It's Luriaki on the mound for the Red Devils. Slide step delivery, misses low for ball 1. Did they just do a pitcher third base switch, Ty? Is that right? Briggs go to third base?
Ty, I'm having a hard time seeing the number on third, to be honest with you. It looks like it. It looks like that's where they landed Briggs.
Or Briggs may have gone to shortstop, actually, Ty, is where I'm seeing. Foul ball, 1-1, the count. Yeah, so Briggs now at shortstop. And the shortstop, Red, I believe, was at shortstop, has moved over to third base.
Yeah, Ty, that's it. You've got it. Number 1, Red, standing over there at third base.
1-1 the count. Runners on the corners. Blake Sweat in the box. 0 for 2 today with a run scored. Pickoff move, not in time. Bucad able to get back to the bag. Riker Evans on deck. 1 for 2 on the day today. Sweat back into the box. Luriaki comes set. Delivers. This is inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Ty, this kid really has a live arm, but Wasatch got to him last year. Springville started him in their first game. He went 4 innings pitched, and Wasatch had 5 runs off of him. He also walked 6 guys in the game. And so command was a little bit of a problem for him.
Gets the outside corner, 4 strike 2. Ties up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luriaki shakes, now comes set. Bucad, decent lead over at first base. Third to first move, not in time. And we'll reset. Luriaki comes back set. Delivers, nope, steps off the back of the mound. And resets again. A little bit worried about Wasatch putting in some motion here with Bucad. Now goes for kind of a quick pitch. It's going to be elevated to the foul territory on the first base side. Gets out of play and keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a pretty good sequence from Luriaki on the mound, Tyler. Mixing up a couple slow pickoff moves and then quick pitching, as you noted. Carter never really got a chance to get a good lead at first base.
Luriaki back on the mound. Comes set. Delivers. And does he get the inside corner? They give him the inside corner. Similar pitch that Fowler did not get in the last inning, but it's a backwards K and 1 away. Brings up Riker Evans, singled up the middle in his first at bat, has 8 RBIs on the year. Grounded out to the pitcher in his second on a hit and run. That ball was probably a foot outside that he got a piece of to protect the runner. Comes up with an RBI opportunity with the guy on third base. Wind continuing to blow. Pickoff move, not in time. Evans on deck with Crew Baxter on deck.
I think you do try to get Carter going in motion here as early as you can, Tyler. Try to stay out of the double play.
Strike one to Evans on the fastball. No balls, one strike.
When you have a power arm, it's a little easier to elicit a ground ball here, Tyler. And Evans, great average, doesn't have great speed coming out of the box. He is a double play candidate. And so if you're Wasatch, you want to get that guy over to second base any way you can.
Another pickoff move. Bukad dives back easily once again. No balls, one strike. Milwaukee comes set. 2 looks, 3 looks. Freezing right now. Delivers. Falls off the mound. That ball's in the dirt. Great job from Diamas of keeping that one in front of him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind starting to gust causes Evans to step out of the box. Now we're back ready to go. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch goes back to the off speed and swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Evans. First to third. Not in time to either way, and so we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Evans. Wasatch trying to extend the 4-3 lead here in the 4th. Another pickoff move, not in time.